Hello, everyone. My name is Moe and with me today is John Whitefoot. We have another exciting income play for you. But before I go into any details, I want to let you know that anything you hear in this video is for information and educational purposes only. Investing comes with risk. No matter how safe an investment sounds, there's risk involved. To read more about it, please see the description below. There are a lot of fears out there that a recession is coming. And when a recession is coming, the last place you want to think about is shipping stocks. Ships move commodities and products, and if the demand for these products and commodities is declining, their earnings tend to be expected to decline as well. But today's income pick, Nordic American Tankers Ltd, traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol NAT, is bucking that logic. The stock has been ripping over the last 1 year, and it's up approximately 170% since early 2022. And thanks to one big industry dynamic, it looks like Nordic American Tanker stock could continue its bullish run over the next 2 to 3 years. First, John, tell us about what Nordic American Tanker does.
Yeah, thanks, Mo. Nordic American Tanker is a marine shipping company, as you said. It acquires and charters double-hull tankers in Bermuda internationally. It currently operates a fleet of 19 Suezmax crude oil tankers. In fact, Suez are the only ships that are in its fleet. Bit of background, Suezmax tankers are medium-sized oil tankers. They're larger than Aframax, but smaller than very large crude carriers, which also go by the acronym VLCCs. But what they have going for them is that the largest ship that can transit the Suez Canal. That's the artificial waterway that connects the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea in the Middle East. Suez tankers are around 900 feet long, and they have a capacity of around 120,000 to 200,000 deadweight tonnage. And that translates into a Suezmax being able to carry around 800,000 to more than 1 million barrels of oil. They're also primarily used on long-haul routes, like a trip from Saudi Arabia to the U.S.
John, what is the big reason that should help Nordic American stock over the coming years?
Well, there are really two reasons. One is much bigger than the other, but two reasons why investors should keep Nordic American Tanker on the radar. First, oil prices may be down from the March 2022 highs of 130 per barrel at around 72 per barrel. But because of ongoing OPEC plus supply cuts, crude oil could hit 100 by the end of the year. Now, Saudi Arabia announced on June 4th that it was cutting its production by another 1 million barrels per day. That starts in July, with the cuts extending through to the end of 2024. OPEC plus is, of course, not happy. The crude prices are down so much over the last year, so it hopes production cuts will help prop up global oil prices. But who knows if that will really happen? 2 earlier production cuts by OPEC plus members have failed to juice prices. Saudi Arabia is hoping this one will work. Second, and the main reason why Nordic American Tankers is entering a historic period is because of the global scarcity of Suezmax tankers. The world Suezmax fleet was 576 vessels on March 31st, 2023. With only 19 vessels on order, and that makes up about 3% of the world's Suezmax fleet. By any measure, this is a historically low order book. Going forward, there are only 5 Suezmax tankers for delivery from shipyards for the balance of 2023, and only 6 tankers on order for 2024. Now, for 2025, it's not much better. Only 8 are expected for delivery. For comparison's sake, there was 32 Suezmax tankers delivered in 2022 alone. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the industry. Over the next number of years, the reemergence of India and Asia following the pandemic are expected to have a serious impact on the oil market.
Now, John, one may ask, why not just order more Suezmax tankers?
That's a good question, and there's a simple answer to that. The available shipyard capacity has, to a large extent, been booked by container, gas, and dry bulk ships, leaving very limited capacity to build additional Suezmax tankers until at least 2026. And that's good news for companies like Nordic American Tankers Ltd.
Now let's talk about financials. How did Nordic American Tanker do in the first quarter of 2023?
For the first quarter, ended March 31st, Nordic American announced that net income climbed 29% to 22 cents per share, and that's up from first quarter 22 net loss of 14 cents per share. Net operating income was up roughly 25% over the fourth quarter at 54.6 million, and up significantly over the first quarter, which the company logged an operating loss of 20.9 million. And this was, I think, the big gains were a result of time charter equivalent charges. The average time charter equivalent for its fleet during the first quarter of 2023 was $51,902 per day. That's up 6% from $49,035 per day per vessel in the fourth quarter. What's really interesting, though, going forward, is that the seasonal slowdown so far in the second quarter has already bottomed. but that bottom is at a level that in previous years would have been seen as a peak in earnings season. This goes to highlight the scarcity of Suezmax tankers and why, in the words of management, it will be an interesting market for Nordic American Tanker going forward.
And how does this, strong financial performance and, rosy outlook help its dividends?
Actually, Nordic American is actually known throughout the industry for its reliable dividend. In fact, it's paid a dividend for 103 consecutive quarters. In the first quarter, it paid a dividend of 15 cents per share, or 60 cents on an annual basis, for a whopping yield of 16.9%. Its dividends are based on net operating cash flow during the previous quarter. As a result, the dividend payout will fluctuate from quarter to quarter, though, as you can see, it still continues to pay a dividend even when it announces a net operating loss, like it did in the first quarter of 2022. Its share price tends to follow its net operating position too. And right now, thanks to strong results, Nordic American Tanker stock is climbing steadily higher, up 20% year to date and 75% year over year. And Wall Street analysts think that there's more room to run. It still has analysts predicting a 12-month share price target of $4.95 to $6 per share.
John, thank you so much for talking about Nordic American Tankers Ltd, traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol NAT. It owns one of the largest fleet of Suezmax tankers in the world. It has a strong balance sheet and reporting strong financial results, and the outlook looks even more bullish. There is a scarcity of Suezmax ships, and shipyards are not expected to address the issue until 2026. Low order book and a small number of Suezmax fleet is expected to keep earnings at Nordic American Tankers strong and at higher levels, and this could bode well for the Nordic American stock and its dividend. That's it for today. We'll be back with another video soon. Thank you for watching, Income Investors. If you want to read more about John's ideas, you could head to incomeinvestors.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.